Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Corey, better known as the Seaman, and I want to welcome you to another edition of the Seaman's Cinema Sit Down. You see the shirt, you know what we're talking about. I don't want to waste any time because some crazy-ish went down tonight. What are we talking about? Why don't you pull up a chair, take a seat. We are getting ready to dive in spoiler-free into Ahsoka, Season 1, Episode 1, Part 4, Fallen Jedi. And whew, this episode, it's one of these things where I mentioned this in my reactions, which will be up later on in the day. But I had a fantasy draft tonight, so that was right at 8:30. Episode obviously was at 9, so by the time that wrapped up, I'd eaten some dinner, got myself situated. It was about 10 o'clock, and for those that have been following me and certainly following me on my Star Wars coverage, you hopefully remember my friend Brittany. She hung out with us for Obi-Wan every episode. I feel like I've got to try to get her on for at least one, if not two, of these Ahsoka episodes. Maybe we'll try to get her on next week, because I think next week could be some big, crazy stuff. But she texted me as soon as the episode was over, and she was like, we have to talk tomorrow morning, like ASAP, about Ahsoka. And I was like, ooh, that makes me excited. I'm getting ready to throw it on right now. And she was like, Corey, you're going to love it. I screamed. And I'm sitting there going, like, just the end of last week, where Ray Stevenson was like, you know, the Jedi have retreated to the forest, you know, hunt them down. I was like, yo, Jedi hunting in the forest? Yeah, fire me up. I'm here for that. And that just had me excited. So then my brain was like, okay, what about that could be happening? Does that mean that, like, maybe Thrawn or Ezra pop up? And then, you know, as I was working through those thoughts in real time, I was like, oh, maybe this is the episode where Anakin pops up. Needless to say, after watching the episode, we eventually found out what the scream was, and I can say that for me, there was like a nice solid build where it was like I geeked out, and then I geeked out like harder, and then I geeked out harder, and I geeked out harder, and I also had at least one, maybe two screams in there. We'll know when we're doing edits tomorrow. But it was such a good episode of television. Like, if you're a Star Wars fan, if you're a fan of Rebels, Ahsoka, like, this episode was doing some really cool stuff. The action was right in the realm of what I was hoping for. And the things that go down in the forest were pretty dope. It could have been bigger, but I kind of liked like what it was. And what it sets up for Sabine and Ahsoka, I thought was really cool. And how you watch them kind of maneuver through some of this stuff to get to the places that they ultimately get to in the episode. I just thought it brought along some really interesting and intense moments. And the same goes for all three, really. Ray Stevenson, Ivana Sakno, and whoever is playing Marak Shin, and Balin. All get dope moments in this episode, specifically from a visual action set piece standpoint. And when I saw the forest that they were in on this Zetos planet, I was like, yo, this is gonna visually pop. And the episode 100% does. The director changed this week, and I don't have IMDb up because I'm a dummy. But again, like, I don't know if, like, the action's been so good across the board, right? And obviously you have, like, stunt coordinators and teams working, you know. Peter Ramsey was behind camera this time, and like I said, like, you've got the same stunt coordinators and the people that are mapping this stuff out, but it, like, the last 3 episodes, you know, you had 2 episodes in a row where we were doing a lot of Star Wars-y action, right? We're in ships, and there's blasters, and, you know, there's like hints and touches of like lightsaber moments, but like this was like if you like the space stuff, the last 2 episodes were as good as it's gotten, I think, in that regard for me in the television space so far for Star Wars. And then if you were looking for some laser sword stuff, like this episode, I thought Peter Ramsey did a phenomenal job behind the camera. The episode looks stellar the entire time, whether we're doing the map stuff, whether we're in the forest, whether we're on the ship with Hu Yang, whether we're doing things with, Morgan and that giant hyperdrive circle thing. Like everything visually was really popping, and that's been across the board for the show so far. But then, like, storyline wise, the stuff they do in this episode, like, my brain is like partially like not functioning right now because like I'm just so fascinated about where they could be going next week. But as far as like things for Sabine and Ahsoka, I thought they laid in some really nice things in there for both of their characters. Sabine in particular has some really interesting stuff going on. I really dig this rivalry that's building between her and Shin. Bordizzo continues to just make me go like, you are live action Sabine. Like, she's so spot on. There's like 2 or 3 moments where like you could hit pause and like if there was like a world, and I guess we kind of live in that world now, but like where you could just like hit animate, you could see exactly how it would look in Rebels. And that's something I've been saying since Jump. Like, there are so many moments in the show that feel like they could be living on that animated show, but getting it in live action just pops in a way that's so freaking dope. So I'm loving that. Obviously, Rosario is just stellar, and her and Stevenson get some really good things this week. And then, like I said, just where Filoni takes this story, I'm fascinated to see where we go next week. So let's get to see Maniacs up. We've talked about like the visuals, how the action and just the movement and the, this is I think it was a 41 or 44 minute episode. So you're in that like 37, 38 minute range. So another short one, but Filoni again pulls off a lot, and visually and action wise doesn't waste any time getting into things that you're looking for. And then how he utilizes those moments to pull things out, both for the story and for the characters, just really connected this week. And then, like I said, just what they ultimately end up doing. Performances continue to be phenomenal. Ray Stevenson gets more screen time this week, thank God. He had like 5 seconds last week, and it was so captivating. And he's got this subtleness to Baylan that like just pulls you in a way where I'm like, I would trust this man. I think he's a fascinating character, and I hope we get to dive in a little bit more to him as we move along. But yeah, where we go in this episode is dope, and what we set up for next week in this episode is sick. And then you get some of maybe Kevin Kiner's best work in Ahsoka so far, and maybe everything that he's done in Star Wars. The score here is really phenomenal. He plays with some classic Star Wars John Williams type moments, and how he integrates that into the episode and utilizes certain moments like that. I was just like, Mr. Kiner, you are doing things that I love. Everything is clicking in this one. I couldn't be happier with what Dave Filoni has done 4 episodes in. I hope the next 4 episodes increase in length a little bit and really kind of dive in, because every moment we're getting is just, I want as many moments as we can have. It's been that good. This is on its way, I think, to being maybe the best thing that we've gotten in the Star Wars television space. It's got to be down to like this and Andor. And I like this because it's a little bit more Star Wars-y, even though Andor was so gripping for me. But for this episode, I'm going 5 out of 5. It's my first 5 of the season. I have a feeling we're going to get some more. And I'm interested to see if Dave Filoni comes back around. I know he directed 2 episodes this season, and it would make a lot of sense if he, there's certain moments that could be potentially on the way next week. There's a couple different ways I could see the episode go. And in one of those scenarios, it would make a lot of sense for Filoni to show up next week. So I'll be interested to see if that happens, or if he does indeed wait toward like the end of the season. But it'd be kind of cool if like he started off the first half, right, the first of the first 4 episodes, and then did the first of the second 4 episodes. That would be kind of neat. But either way, man, everything that's happening right now in the show is just stellar for me. I can't wait for next week. I'm in love with everything. I'm shutting up. I'm flipping it over to you. How much are you enjoying Ahsoka? Keep it spoiler free, but what about this episode is popping? Is it your favorite of the season? What moments or things that aren't spoiler giveaways were happening where you were like, yo, what was the score doing for you? If you didn't watch it, are you intrigued? Are you psyched? Like I said, being a little behind and getting the text message from my friend Britt, like, yo, I screamed tonight. I was like, my excitement level was through the roof. So we've done that for you. Anything you got, man. Good, bad, indifferent. On Ahsoka, Season 1, Episode 4, Part 4, Fallen Jedi. Put it down below in the comments section. I look forward to talking to you down there. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new, you want to come hang out with the C-Man anytime we're talking movies, TV, trailer reactions, you want to see my reactions and spoiler thoughts from this episode, they'll be coming later on in the day. You want to be here for all the Ahsoka coverage. You just dig the vibe. You like the trailer reactions. Maybe you've seen some of the reviews. You want to show a little love and support, come join C-Maniac Nation. It's super easy. Jump over there. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that little bell if you want those alerts. And until next time, for the C-Man Cinema Sit Down, I've been the C-Man. I'm signing off. Peace! Oh, you guys are still here. You snuck up on me. You must be looking for more of this guy. Well, I got 2 video options for you, man. Right up here and right over here. And if you want all those C-Man goodies, well, hey, come join the squad right on over there, and I'll catch you on the next one.